We've got another exciting issue of the High Republic Adventures today, so let's get straight into it. The issue opens up with Lula Talisola teaching Zeen about the Force in what appears to be a forested area. During the meditation, Lula senses something wrong with Zeen and urges her to open up about her concerns. It is revealed that Zeen is still worried about the situation with Krix. In the last issue, we learned that the Jedi plan to attack the Nihil. Using the connection between Krix and Zeen, the Jedi are then able to track the movements of the Nihil. However, the Jedi Masters have decided to leave without their padawans, believing it to be far too dangerous of a mission. On the junk moon of Quantxi, the forces of the Nihil under the command of Marchion Ro are preparing an ambush. As we learned in the last issue, the Nihil are already well aware of the incoming Jedi. Once again, taking advantage of Krix's messages to Zeen, Marchion Ro hopes to lure the Jedi into a trap. However, while the Nihil are setting up an ambush, a local junk Mavens protests against Marchion Ro, preferring not to be caught up in a galactic conflict. The local, deciding she wants no part in the ensuing conflict, decides to make a break for it. Marchion Ro then decides to put Krix to the test. Handing him a weapon, he tasks Krix with hunting down the local. Realizing that the local is going after the communications tower, the Eye of the Nihil sends Krix after her. As Krix chases the local, he is a little hesitant to pull the trigger, but as the local pays no heed to his warnings, he fires off a shot, missing the local and hitting the nearby debris. In space, as the Jedi are preparing for a conflict, the Jedis and their vectors all report in their formation. With Master Yoda leading the way, the Jedis all head into battle. The clash between the Nihil and the Jedi is violent, with many losing their lives in the process. Back on the Starlight Beacon, the Padawans are discussing about the situation. However, as the Padawans bicker about what to do, Zeen sneaks off. Cut back to the junk moon, Krix manages to catch up with the local and tackles her to the ground. Holding her at gunpoint, he threatens to shoot her if she doesn't stay put. He then begins to record a message to send it to Zeen. This time, he seemingly decides that he wants to run away with Zeen, promising that the both of them will get away from the Nihil, the Jedi, and from everything else. He then tells Zeen to meet him alone as he will be waiting for her. But in that moment, the local makes an escape, and as Krix begins his chase again, he fires off another shot, this time narrowly missing her. Back on the Starlight Beacon, Lula realizes that Zeen has disappeared. Finding out about Krix's messages to Zeen, she realizes that Zeen has gone after her old friend. The Padawans back on the Starlight Beacon then decide that they have to go after their friend and all cram into one Jedi vector. Cut back onto the moon, Krix is still searching for the local. He fires off another shot but misses again. But the local, managing to get inside the communications tower, was able to press a red button, with Krix failing to stop her. Back up in space, the Jedis realize that the signal that they have been tracking is not coming from Ord Mantell, but is actually coming from a distress call from the junk moon of Quantxi. The Jedis quickly change course and call for reinforcements from the Starlight Beacon. In the nearby vicinity, we find that Zeen has already arrived at the location. So that is what happened in issue 4 of the High Republic Adventures. What an amazing issue. I've always liked the rapid pacing of the High Republic Adventures, and somehow they always manage to kick it up a notch. There are a few things that I really like about this issue. The first is the scene on the Starlight Beacon where Zeen and Lula are meditating. The issue gives us a really cool insight into what facilities they have on the station. In other stories of the High Republic, they've already mentioned to the different biospheres that are inside the station, so getting to see it was certainly rewarding. The next element that I really like about the issue is actually Krix chasing after the local junker. What we see here is a steady progression of Krix becoming more and more prone to violence. As in the first shot he fires, he is still somewhat hesitant. However, as the plot moves on, he starts shooting at the junker with less hesitation. And in the last panel that we see him, we aren't sure if he's going to pull the trigger, but safe to say he won't miss this time. The Jedi's dogfight in space against the Nihil was a really interesting scene as well. Although I do think that a lot more artwork detail could have been added here, it would have been really cool to see more of what the Nihil ships look like. But seeing Master Yoda is always a treat in itself. Zeen's decision to go after Krix is very much expected. At some point or another, the Padawans and herself would probably have gone after Krix. This issue, although pretty straightforward, serves to set up a more intense conflict in the next issue. Hopefully the action we get to see between the Jedi Masters and the Nihil will be extremely action-packed. It will also be super interesting to see what happens to the dynamic between Zeen and Krix. Whether one or the other will go over to the other side, or will both friends permanently end their relationship here. So whatever the case, the next issue is gonna be pretty damn intense. Anyways, that's all for today's video. Let me know what you think about this issue. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more Star Wars content. I am the Lost Acolyte,
and I have spoken.